right, we're now joined by TSN basketball analyst, former Team Canada member, Michigan alum, Jevohn Shepherd. So this series for the Heat, after they blew their 3-0 lead, and then we go to Game 7 in Boston. There's so much pressure riding on this. Boston's got all the momentum. How did the Heat pull it off?
Well, I think what happened was improbable, but not impossible. And this Miami Heat team has probably taken a lot of disrespect all season. Everybody's been overly critical of them. But I think we just have to give them their flowers and acknowledge that this is a good basketball team. And why? Because they play and they compete at a higher level than their opponent night in, night out. And they have guys that'll mix it up and do all the dirty work. They're going to get their nose dirty. And one guy that sticks out to me is Caleb Martin, right? This is a guy that was released from Charlotte Hornets in 2021. He come out and really just saved this series, saved this game for the Miami Heat. And everybody buys in. You know, they get those loose balls. They get on the 50-50 balls. They really stand up when you need them to, right? And then their leader, Jimmy Butler, he really empowers his guys. You look at this last Game 7 here, and he started out slow, started out moving the basketball, but that allowed his team to get confidence. That allowed his team to take the shots that they needed to believe in themselves. And then he comes in and closes out. So it's just a well-rounded team, and I think everybody just sacrifices for the betterment of their team. And what's special to me is this is leading into the NBA draft, right, late June. And a lot of players have got to take heed to this and look at both of these teams that are going to be in the finals, Denver and Miami. There's no superstar. Outside of Jokic, these teams are built on selfless guys that move the basketball, take open shots, play defense, and are making a ton of money with those opportunities, right? So you've just got to be a pro, and you've got to be the best in your role for a team, and then you'll have success, right? So I think tonight there was big gains for Miami Heat, but I think for all those young guys as well, there's a message sent.
Right. You're learning so much. And we see an 8 seed off to the finals now. As for the Celtics, they were the better team on paper, but Game 7 got off to a tough start, especially for Jayson Tatum getting hurt. Was that just too big to overcome for the Celtics?
I think it was deflating. And it was a little disappointing to see because this is a talented team, probably the most talented team left in the playoffs. And nobody really stepped up. And I thought Jaylen Brown, this would have been a night where he could have been a feature player and really pick up Jayson Tatum. He was hampered, couldn't really move. You could see he gave it his all. He's tough. He fought through it. But yes, it was deflating. It took the air out of his team. And you could just see the confidence. You could see in the body language of the unit that nobody really had it. And you're looking over at Jayson Tatum limping, and you needed him tonight, right? And there's a bit of luck that goes into this. Yes, you need to stay healthy. And when you get big hits like this, it really deflates your team. And I thought it was twofold, right? Jayson Tatum getting hurt, but Eric Spoelstra for Miami, he won his matchup. When you look on the other side, and there's a one-on-one matchup with coaches, Coach Mazzulla, he's a rookie in this sense here, and Eric Spoelstra came up with it as well.
You sure did. Now we got to look ahead because the Heat are going to face the Nuggets in the finals. The Heat, they get through Milwaukee, New York, Boston. Can they take down the Nuggets and Jokic?
Well, I've learned one thing, right? And respectfully, I'm not going to count this Miami Heat team out because every series that they've gone into, they pretty much shocked the world, surprised the world. They accept these bigger challenges. But when you're going up against this Denver team that's been able to relax, they've been able to sit back and really scout this Miami Heat squad, it's going to be tough, right? You're going into Denver where it's going to be altitude versus humidity. I think for Denver, they also have a bigger team on the perimeter where you're going to have guys that can match up and be physical against Jimmy Butler, and that's the battle that you really got to win. Can you wear him down? Can you be more physical than him and isolate him, get him out of the game? So it's going to be a tough, gritty matchup. Like I mentioned before, both teams play a team-oriented brand of basketball, defensive-minded and physical and tough. Now, that other matchup, Bam and Jokic, right? That's going to be one to watch as well. But then again, the coaches, Mike Malone, Eric Spoelstra, this is going to be a good match. And I know I'm not going to count Miami out, but I might lean with Denver here.
Okay, leading with Denver. And we'll soon get to see this matchup because the finals start on Thursday night, Game 1, right here on TSN. Jevohn, you're going to join us a little bit later. Stick around because we've got to talk about the new head coach of the 76ers. Familiar face for Raptors fans.